Welcome to a world full of strange adventures, where a new day opens the door to new realities. An alien, in the shape of a man, living a unique dream in his blue police box, flying through constellations to realities future and past. But when an unexpected companion joins the Doctor on its limitless time-traveling adventures, will they be able to survive and knock down the enemies of the future past? Let's talk about Disney Plus Doctor Who. Doctor Who has been spinning through time and space since 1963, and over the years, just like with James Bond, many actors have donned the role of Doctor, keeping the Time Lord alive through various incarnations. Ncuti Gatwa plays the 15th Doctor, taking the lead role over from David Tennant, the 10th and 14th incarnation of Doctor Who, making him the first black person to don the role of the iconic time-traveling Doctor. The Doctor's adventures have a new home now. Backed by Disney Plus, the Doctor's extraterrestrial adventures have become more grand and epic. From going to a space station in the future to see Beatles recording their first studio album in 1963. But before that, Doctor needs a new companion. Doctor meets his new companion, Ruby Sunday, a bubbly, adventurous, curious girl who's trying to find a real family after she was left at the door of a church as a baby by her birth mother. Living with her foster mother Carla, Ruby finally meets the Doctor when she finds a group of supernatural goblins kidnapping Carla's new foster baby to be fed to the Goblin King. The baby rescue mission turns out to be adventurous, dangerous, and musical. When Ruby finds out about Doctor's time-traveling police box TARDIS, she embarks on a time-traveling odyssey with the Doctor, a cosmic journey between past and present, full of surprises and threats, but sadly their adventures turned out to be uninteresting and forgettable. The series began on a good note, with episode 1 exploring Ruby's backstory, how the Doctor saw Ruby's birth mother abandoning Ruby as a baby at the church door, painful Christmas Eve night. His eyes get filled with sadness, but refusing his instincts to take any action so as not to mess up with the timelines, and how he meets Ruby as a girl under crazy wild circumstances, them trying to rescue the baby from the goblin ship. The episode has a bipolar vibe to it, as the dangerous rescue mission suddenly turns into a musical sequence. If episode 1 had a decent narrative, episode 2 Space Baby was totally over the top, extremely cliched, uninteresting adventure, a tasteless concoction inspired by movies like Look Who's Talking and Ridley Scott's Alien. The Doctor and Ruby time travels and arrives on a spaceship which is being operated by talking babies and haunted by a totally original monster named Boogeyman. The Boogeyman in this episode is made from the baby's snot. Doctor and Ruby first try to catch the Boogeyman, and then when they trap the Boogeyman, they now want to save it from getting thrown out of the ship, saying Boogeyman is a child created by the machine and it needs care too.
What? What the
The third episode, The Devil's Court, serves the best story so far in the series, contemplating how life will be without music. Ruby and Doctor time travels to 1963 to witness the Beatles recording their first studio album. They reach the studios and are looking at the Beatles, all ready to rock, but their awful cringy lyrics just baffle both Ruby and the Doctor. Nobody is interested in music anymore. Even Paul McCartney and John Lennon says they don't find a soul in music anymore and they would rather just finish the album and forget about it. Music doesn't soothe people anymore because of Maestro, a totally over-the-top idiot of a villain who sucks the love and taste of music out of people. Maestro feels like a villain from a Tim Burton fantasy wonderland, but which lacks any threatening qualities. The biggest threat to her will be the correct chords of the Devil Chord, a melody that will destroy her life and make world alive again. The idea for this episode is interesting, of imagining a world without music, but portraying this idea through a story with a cartoonish villain, silly plot and too much fantastical elements make us forget about this story's serious idea, instead asking the audience to enjoy its silliness. The episode ends as the Doctor says there will be a twist in the end, and the twist comes in the form of a colorful, brilliant and totally unnecessary musical number. Doctor Who's over-the-top storytelling with more focus on fantasy than sci-fi, with its artsy, colorful characters, has the vibe and charm that will strike a chord with a young audience, but will baffle and may end up making adults uninterested in it. But what makes this fantastical adventure engaging is the brilliant pairing of Ncuti Gatwa and Mille Gibson as Doctor and Ruby Sunday. Ncuti Gatwa is the first black and queer person to play Doctor Who, and we can see Gatwa is having fun playing the Doctor. He plays Doctor as an extremely cool, confident, like a man-child extremely excited to take a deep dive into unknown adventures. Mille Gibson as Ruby is perfect companion to Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, a girl who was missing something in life until she met the Doctor and she found a purpose that was lacking in her life. She plays Ruby as a bubbly, charming woman, and they have such a great chemistry that it feels like they have been friends forever. The new season of Doctor Who aims to portray the same old charm in a new home, taking us on an adventure made of silly plots and over-the-top characters. But sadly, so far all of them ended up being uninteresting and forgettable, like a colorful candy with pale flavor. But no worry, the TARDIS moves with an infinite power that will next time take us on an adventure I hope we'll never forget.